is to continue to help you fulfill the purpose for which God created you. So stay with us as we bring you more entertainment, more information, more inspiration and empowerment. Let's kickstart with our quote of the day, and it's from Alexis Onani. Some great quote talking about remote work. Today on Live Chat, our main topic is how to work from home and its benefits. So we all know about this coronavirus and how it's causing troubles everywhere, and it's really I don't know how to describe it, how Ghana is recording more cases than here and there. But in these times, many people would perhaps want to work from home, or the kind of work that you do may require that you can work from home. But how do you do that? Do you have the technology, or do you know the technologies available for you to be able to work effectively from the house? Let's hear from you as we discuss this topic. So let me know the kind of work that you are doing, and then how you think that working from home will benefit you and your employer as well. So you can go to Facebook. As I said, we are live on facebook.com/e.TVGh, and you can leave your comments there as we read to you. We'll also activate the phone lines at a point for you to be able to call in and contribute to this important topic, especially at this moment. And talking about coronavirus, we continue to ask you to observe all the precautionary measures that we've put in place. I mean, as to prevent it from spreading. We continue to urge you to wash your hands frequently under running water with soap, and also make sure that you sanitize your hands always, and all the other things that you've heard, you've read, that you know, make sure you practice them, because when you are safe, I am safe, and your family is safe as well. This is Live Chat with Paul. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we have somebody who knows a lot about technology, and he will take us through the kind of technologies available for you to be able to effectively work from home in this difficult times. As the president said, this is not an ordinary time. Stay with us and we'll be back. This is Live Chat with Paul, and as I indicated, today we are talking about how to work from home and its benefits to you and your employer. And we are also live on facebook.com/e.tvgh. You can go there and watch us as well. Just in case you are going somewhere, you are leaving your room, you can still benefit from this discussion by watching us live on Facebook. Today, our tech man, or the one who is going to help us discuss this, is the Chief Executive, no, not Chief Executive, but Chief Technology Officer of NALO Solutions Limited, and his name is Joy Larnyoh. Joy, welcome to Live Chat.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Great having you today. I hope you're doing well.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, we thank God. Today we are looking at how to work from home and its benefits. And one thing I've realized that we usually get some links. People say, oh, you don't need to go anywhere, stay home and work. Those links and those, are they really real?
Yes, to a large extent, we have such platforms. So what it is that they are what we call freelancer platforms. Freelancer platform means that this is a platform where you don't need to belong to an organization as a staff, but on your own, you can take on jobs to do. So assuming you are a graphic designer, okay, you can take on a freelancer job for someone who is starting up and wants to design a logo or a flyer. The person cannot employ a graphic designer. So as a freelancer, that platform is there for you to go and register, so that when someone needs such a service, you can provide. Assuming you have skill in, let's say, social media management, you can manage people's social media sites, update the social media pages of organizations. You don't need to belong to an organization. If you think you are an expert, or if you are very good at your job, you can register on the freelancer platform and organizations that need your service can come and employ. So you can realize that you are here in Ghana and you'll be working for companies in Nigeria, Singapore, US, and so on, just because you're on the platform. So those are platforms that are there. And of course, once you have the good ones, the bad ones are also there. So people come with all form of offers that don't exist. But to a large extent, we have such platforms where you are able to register and where you are able to make some money online.
So do companies in Ghana, for example, employ such people as well?
Yes, people employ. I have used, you see, where I sit, I have been on a platform as a service provider, and I've been on freelancer platforms as a consumer. I mean, some years ago, we had something to sort out. There was no expert available. It was an IT problem with a system, and we had to rely on a freelancer. He was from Saudi. So that's
Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, Saudi Arabia, yes. And he was very nice. A very nice guy. When you are working with him, you hear him. I think he has his own daytime job. So normally we schedule for night, and then when you are working with him, you hear the wife and the kids making noise in the background. But what I'm trying to say is that it exists. And when you go to such platform for some temporary jobs, you can get fantastic people to do them for you. Because some of the people there are experts in what they do. So those platforms actually exist.
Wow, so even if you don't have a job, it means there are jobs out there.
There are jobs out there.
Yeah.
There are jobs out there. See, it is a skill that matters. And some of the jobs, especially once you can provide it remotely, then there's a field out there for you to go and play. And you know, such platforms also come with rating. The more skilled you are at the execution of the job, the more people are going to recommend you. And once you are recommended, that means that your ratings go high. And once your ratings go high, people will come for those who have higher ratings. And so it's all about mastering your skill. I always tell people that, look, master the skill. Don't rush out there. Just master the skill. Once you execute the job, because, you know, freelancer platforms work with hours. The person can put a rate of, let's say, maybe $50 an hour. So if you're able to do the thing quickly, he recommends you, and other people come for your services. So that's how it is. The jobs are out there. The genuine ones too are out there, yeah.
Wow, the genuine ones are out there.
Yeah.
Now we are looking at this coronavirus, COVID-19, and the difficulties every nation is facing, and now students are home and other things, and many people want to work from home and all that. Ghana, how easy is it for us to be able to work from home as a nation? I mean, of course, not all of it, but those that we can.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say easy or difficult because it's neither here or there. But we can work from home. To a large extent, most roles can be executed from the house. You know, it is a cultural thing. I think that the latest paradigm in corporate work is working from home. There are some companies that allow you to work from home if you request. Some companies are implementing flexible working hours. It's just that because of Corona now, it is like it has to be executed right here and then. But companies are trying to move towards remote work because it comes with its benefits as well. And the way the focus is on achievement of results and not just efforts, people feel that if you can create an environment, whether in the office or at home, for people to work, then it's a good thing. So as we sit here, we can work from home. In my organization, for instance, there are occasions where people request to work from home, and even in this time of the virus attack, we have considered work from home. So it is not something that is far-fetched. It is just how the organization is organized and how they have prepared themselves to work from home. They are able to.
What kind of preparations do they have to make? Okay,
so you know, once you are working from home, you need to have the tools to work with. Okay, so for instance, if you are a salesperson, okay, your job primarily involves calling up clients, generating leads. Now, generating leads will require you a form of research over the internet. In most ways now. I mean, lately you go onto the internet and look for leads, people who require your services. So lead generation as a sales job role, you can do it online. Okay, if you need to call up prospective clients and book meetings, you can do it online. In fact, if there's no way of doing physical meetings, okay, you can do your meetings online via phone call or any other online tool available. You can do your calls online or your meetings online. or remotely. Same way, if you have to prepare your reports, you need Office tools, Microsoft Office tools, or any other word processing tool that you have. I mean, if you have a laptop at home, a desktop at home, you can quickly create your reports and send them through email. Now, we are a lot of organizations are using email effectively. Okay, so from the time of lead generation to through prospecting to meetings with prospective clients, closing the deal, reporting on what you have done, you and your boss, the communication can go on remotely without any need for physical access. Sales role, you can quickly move it online or you can move it remotely. Okay, if you have an accountant, okay, and your accounting tool is accessible over the internet, okay, they can quickly sit at home and work effectively. They can prepare the payroll, they can do the entries of sales and all those things remotely. So accounting job can easily go online and you don't need any physical presence in the office. Okay, so there are so many of these jobs that we can move online. Your IT staff, the IT, those who manage your systems. I mean, a lot of the systems even are cloud-based, by the way. You can access them over the internet. So for some of these tools that the IT guys use to work, they can work remotely, and they have been doing it already. Okay, and if you have an organization that has an ERP, that's a software that is used to manage things from project management to payroll to HR. If all those tools are made available onto the internet, you can work from home. Your HR people can be at home, your operations, your admin staff, they can work from home effectively.
No, you talk about HR, but they would have to conduct interviews and employ and those kind of things.
Yes,
Don't they have to meet the people? I mean, apart from, of course, there are a lot of the things that they can do from home, for example. But say, for example, employing somebody, for example, can you do it online?
Yes. So, in fact, now recruitment, you don't need to meet people because how many people are coming for the interview, you schedule them and so on. Look, I've had cases whereby I've been interviewed by Indians, by South Africans for organizations in Ghana here. Because they are multinationals, they ask recruitment agencies to do their work for them. And the recruiters are actually out of the jurisdiction, but they are able to recruit for the companies in Ghana here. So many people have gotten jobs who haven't met their interviewers before. So it is very, very possible. I mean, now you can do your interviews on Zoom, you can do your interviews on Skype, and it works very effectively. So you don't need to be available physically. In fact, for some of the jobs that require you to even write tests, the tests are written online, and it's very effective. So HR, and especially job placement and job recruitment, you don't need to be in the office to do it. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. It looks like a lot of the works we always wake up in the morning, go and do at the office and return home. A lot of them can be done online, but you make it sound so easy. But let's look at some things like you mentioned the Zoom, for example, and all these other things that you mentioned, Skype and other stuff. You need internet to do that. Do we have a strong internet system to support these things?
Good. So that's where the challenges come. You know, the tools are there. You need the infrastructure to use the tools. If you go and buy a very high-end supercar, you can't drive it on our roads in Ghana here. So that's the situation we have. I mean, we don't have affordable internet. I know that we are moving towards affordable internet. I know that there will be a time that there will be that spark and internet will become available. And once internet becomes available, the way we work will change. The way we work will change because you don't want to have people moving in through traffic to go to meetings when they can just, you move through traffic to go to meetings and then once you go there, it's a 30-minute meeting, you have to come back. Sometimes it's so, you know, for us, especially we are in Dansoman, we move all the way to ministries to go and do a 30-minute meeting and we spend 3 hours in transit, 1.5 hour in, 1.5 hour out, you know. So the thing is that it's because of the lack of some of these resources. That's why it hasn't picked up. If you have reliable internet, if there's no doom saw at home, it will be so easy to work from home. But if you give your employers the chance to go and work from home, you hear complaints like, I don't have light. My power has run out. What can you do? So those are some of the things that, as you rightly said, we have those challenges. Internet especially, the cost of the internet, because if you have to do a meeting with your team and it has to be a video call, you can just imagine how much of data you consume. And the way we so much regard our data, you don't want to spend it on video calls. And because of that, it's like it's becoming it's unpopular. But once we solve the internet problem, once we solve a few logistical challenges, we are ready to work.
But looking at the internet that you're talking about, that it's been expensive from home and all that. But when you come to the office, the office provides internet as well. Can the office provide that? I mean, I'm not saying the one thing that they all subscribe, but maybe what they do at the office can be reduced for others to be used from the house or from home.
Yeah, it's all about cost. It's all about cost. So one is the willingness or the desire to do remote work. If you justify remote work and if you feel that we have to work remotely, they will create the resources. As you rightly said, if you are already buying internet package for the office, and for buying internet package for the office, you look at the number of workers you have and how much data they are going to consume, and based on that you go for a package. So you can just divide it among the individuals and say that, look, I'm topping up or I'm giving you an allowance for internet so I can stay at home and work. But you see, it also gets to the place where someone will say that, look, my area internet is so good, so there are coverage issues to come into the whole thing. So I'm saying that there are infrastructure challenges that when we solve, no one will tell us to move online. No one told us to move to emails. Now everything is email. Now contracts, we are signing contracts and we are scanning and sending. It wasn't like that earlier. Those times you send a contract over email and they say that you bring the hard copy. But now we are scanning contracts and sending. And now most of the big suppliers that you have, they are going for platforms where you submit invoices online. They don't want anyone to bring fiscal invoices. What I'm trying to say is that internet problem, one of coverage and two of cost, if they are fixed, we will get to the place whereby you have no choice than to move online.
Wow. We'll have no choice than to move online. This is Live Chat with Paul, and today we are discussing how you can effectively work from home and its benefits as well. We are also live on Facebook, facebook.com/e.TVGhana, and you can just watch us there, and we'll also activate the phone lines for you also to bring your views, and you can also leave your comments on Facebook as well. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll also explore some of the benefits that we'll get when we work from home. Stay with us. It's Live Chat with Paul, and today we are discussing how we can effectively work from home and its benefits. And our guest today is Joy Larnyoh, and he's a Chief Technology Officer with NALO Solutions Limited. Joy, so you've already mentioned some tools that we can use as well, especially for meetings and other things. So take us through how some of these tools work. You mentioned Zoom, for example. What is it used for?
Okay, so Zoom is primarily a meeting tool. It is to have meetings remotely. So everyone is at its location and we are having meetings. Someone is in US, someone is in Kaswa, someone is in Azerbaijan, and we are having our meetings. So Zoom enables a lot of people to connect to a call. Okay, and it has some fantastic features. For instance, you can do a presentation while having a Zoom meeting. So assuming you are presenting to people, you can just capture all their screens and then present to them as if they are sitting in a conference room. Wow. It becomes so fantastic. They have the whiteboard where you can go and list the action points as the meeting is going on. So Zoom is an important tool in all this. We have something like Skype. It's a very popular tool that we use for chatting and then even for calls as well. Okay, our almighty WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp is very good in our dispensation because for us, once you are a client, we create a WhatsApp channel for you, a WhatsApp group for you. So if you have any issue, just drop it there. The support staff are there to support you. So any project you are working on, you have a WhatsApp group as well to use. And lately there's Slack. Okay, Slack is also more like a communications tool and a collaboration tool. You know, what you want to do is that you want to bring every tool that you have together. So with Slack, you can integrate your email, you can integrate your project management tools like Jira and your Trello boards into the Slack, so that in case there's any updates on maybe your Trello board or your Jira boards, the updates from the project management team can go to the engineers working on the projects. There are collaborative tools like Google, Google Office, okay? So they have something similar to what we call Microsoft Word, but that's the online version of Excel, of PowerPoint. So assuming I'm doing a presentation for my boss, I just do it on Google Drive in my spreadsheet or in my presentation, Google presentation tool, and then my boss has access to it. He can go and work on it. And in fact, the two of us can work together, and it's so fantastic. Sometimes three of us are working on a project, we are remote, but everyone is doing his contribution. You work on the introduction, I'll work on the chapter 1, you work on chapter 2, everyone is working independently. As we are doing changes, I'm seeing them, and it's so fantastic. The document is online. If your machine crashes today, you still have access to it. So these online tools help us to work remotely. If you come to the Microsoft side, now they have the Office 360, which has some the Office Teams, which is similar to the Zoom for meetings as well. So every provider or every major provider is coming up with tools to help us to work remotely. So the tools are abundant. Yeah.
Now, I think one crucial thing has to do with schools being closed down and children would have to come home. How do they learn? Are they online resources and maybe church service as well? I mean, how do you have church online?
Okay, yeah, the school resources are abundant. I know that the syllable for the basic education or basic schools was revised recently for the primary schools.
Yes.
And most of the teachers were following on online resources to get. So if you go to Google and perform a quick search on the subject, you get all the resources that you need. There are tools like, or sites like Coursera that you can subscribe to, and you see fantastic courses over there. Udemy, Khan Academy, they are all there. So these tools exist, and it's about what you want to do.
That teachers can use to connect with their students?
Yes, okay, good. So for teachers connecting to their students, then that means that the institution they work for must have a learning management system. So their learning management system simply means that we call it LMS. I mean, it's a software, okay, that's hosted online. And once you have access to it, as a teacher, you can record your sessions or you can have live sessions. When I was doing my MSc, we had live lectures, okay? We had live lectures, and some of the lecturers too recorded their lectures. So you go at your convenience and go and watch. Then they will open up for assignments. So maybe they will say that on Thursday between 12 to 5 p.m., an assignment will be released. You go online and go and do it. It lasts for an hour. So learning management systems are there. And now that the kids are home, we have to make use of them. Schools have to be smart to get some of these tools, these LMSs, so that they can be connected to their students while they are home. And once they are home, if you are a parent, you can get so let's say a small tablet for your kid, and then maybe on YouTube or on any of these platforms, you go there and let them go. In fact, if you go to YouTube, there are a lot of kids channels, educational kids channel that you can go and then go and learn. So those channels are bound, especially for the kids. They are there. So once you go there, you go and learn, and then.
Wow. So now teachers can work from home, and we've mentioned a lot of works that can be done from home. Let us know, what are the benefits if someone works from home? How does it benefit the one working from home, and how does it also benefit the employer?
Good. So I'll take it one by one. I mean, if you look at cost, it reduces cost for everyone. So assuming you are working in Accra Central and you are coming from Kaswa, see the stress. You may have to wake up from Ashalibutu, you have to wake up before 5 a.m., take your bath, and leave home by 5 so that you'll beat the morning traffic. What will be your state before work starts? You'll be so tired before work starts. But imagine you are working from home, okay? You will be or freshen up. I mean, you wake up and all you need to do is to freshen up and go to your library that you have set up to go and work. So that transportation cost is taken off you. That burden is taken off you. So the cost is reduced. I mean, for the employer, if you are employing a lot of people, that means that you have to get a space for the people to work. You have to get a space, there's how much square meter you have to allocate for each staff and so on. So you have to get furniture, you have to ventilate the place, and you also have to provide ACs, washroom facilities with its logistic, But if they are working from home, you don't have all those costs. So the cost is reduced when you are working from home for both the employer and the employee. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to flexibility, the guy can work at any time. If you spend 1.5 hours or an hour going to in transit going to work, an hour going back, that's 2 hours. That 2 hours, if the person were working from home, he could have used it to do productive work. The inconvenience of even being in traffic, the stress levels are reduced. And some research people say that it increases productivity because you are working with some form of comfort. Working or being employed is not slavery. So you have to get some form of comfort for your creativity to be activated. But if you are always tensed up and you are working and it's 4 o'clock and you have to quickly round up and go, yes, and it's true. Look, if you miss the time by 5 minutes, you'll be late by 30 minutes, and it works. So if you don't have those kind of pressures on you, your creativity is enhanced and you can use it for the work rather. So that benefit is there. And so there are so many benefits when it comes to work from home.
Yes, and you talked about like the offices and the air conditioners and
the cost of those kind of provisions are reduced when you are working from home because you don't need to provide those things as an employer.
Yeah, and even I'm just thinking an employer, this is just something coming in mind. Even if about 10 people flushing the toilet every day for
Water
1
costs.
month, and if that is taken off, I'm wondering what kind of water bill or situation that you are going to have, and
yes,
the one also staying at home. If you are working from home, are there other things you have to do? Do you have to get up, dress up, and go and sit on your desk so that it sounds like you are prepared for work, or you can just be casual and go and sit on your desk and work, or you can even be lying on your phone or on your bed and you have your phone in your hands and you can work?
Good. So the reason why people are reluctant to allow their employees to work from home is because of they can't trust them to be diligent and exercise high level of discipline. To work from home, from experience, you must work as if you are in the office to a large extent. So you must have your working hours set up and your break time set out. If you don't do that, you will end up working from your bed and you sleep and you watch movies and that will be it. So to a large extent, minimal requirements, you require a desk. You require a desk with a chair, a good chair as such. Okay, you require a place where you can excuse yourself, because especially in these times where the kids are home, if you have kids, as you have a kid who is 10 years or below 10 years, then you know that you are in for a ride, because those people will not allow you to rest when you are working and they can have eyes on you. You'll be on the call and they'll come and shout in the call and destroy everything. So you need a high level of discipline. I mean, your employer must see that if you are home, the work output is even more than when you were in the office. And that's when employers will be encouraged to allow staff to go and work from home, so that they can also have that flexibility. So basically what I'm saying is that you have to work as if you are in a house. You must discipline yourself. You see, once you have created a timetable that, look, I'm working 8 to 12, between 12 and 1, I'm taking a break, and I continue from 2 to 5, then it brings so much sanity in the system. Then the rest of the times you can sacrifice and say that, look, because I'm not picking, let me do some extra hour for the company and so on. So you must have that structured out. If you are starting work, as if you are in the office, you must state whatever you want to achieve for the day. You must revisit your targets and be sure that you are working according to the targets. I mean, it shouldn't seem as if you are home and rather doing your company a favor by doing some work. Rather, it should be that you are appreciative of the fact that you are allowed to work in the environment that best suits you. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we have targets, and just to let you know, you can call in also and give your comment. I'm sure the director will put the phone on the screen, so you can also call in. But I'm looking at working from home again, and if you are done with your target, will it give you the opportunity also to do other stuff? I mean, maybe other things, or you just do as you, because when you come to the office, of course, sometimes you come from 8 to 5, you close, you have to struggle and get home. But if you are, for example, at home and you're able to finish with what you're doing at, say, 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock, will it open another opportunity for you to be able to get other things done?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, well, so you know, I am an advocate of the fact that you shouldn't burden the staff so much, so that he can have time to research other ways of doing what they are doing, or more efficient ways of doing what they are doing. Now, once they are working from home, they can even go and take some online courses as well. Because, you know, the way we find ourselves, or the world we find ourselves in now, you can't remain where you are. Day in, day out, you have to improve yourself. So assuming you are a normal operational staff, and maybe you want to do something like project management, because you are home and you don't spend time in traffic, you can even switch that time and use it for your learning. So you can sign up to any of these online learning platforms and then learn. Okay, so if, because you are working from home and because the environment is so relaxing, you are finishing your work faster, then now you can take on more bigger roles, more huger targets, and with the small extra time you have, you can do some extra things. And this is the best time for you to even exceed your targets. If you are supposed to generate 10 leads a day and you are done, because you are working from home and you are finding things more flexible, this is the time where you can do 15, you can do 20. And that's where it comes with exceptional performance. And that's what will encourage employers to say that, look, the people are home and they're rather performing magic. So let us encourage them and make their homes stay better. You know, so the advantages are there from working from home. We just have to be disciplined to make sure that we are bringing more value by working at home. And that will bring the justification for working at home.
Do you think Ghana is close somehow in doing this? Even I'm sure this pandemic will definitely go, and we'll have our freedom. But do you think it is something that we should turn our attention to?
Yes, and I think that organizations are already turning their attention to it. I mean, I know organizations in Ghana who are offering flexible working hours, okay, so that you, instead of doing the normal 8 to 5, now you can do 10 to 7 and so on. So people can do 6 to, let's say, 3 or 6 to 2. So companies are already seeing that the paradigm of working has to change. The way we work has to change to be able to address the challenges that we face. You know, there are companies who are serving clients out of Ghana. And if you are dealing with a client in, let's say, California, you are looking at 8 to 9 hours time difference. If you are dealing with, that means they are behind us 8 to 9 hours. If you are dealing with a company in India, that's 7 hours ahead of us. So by the time you wake up, your clients have sent you mails that you need to respond to. So you wake up at 5 o'clock, assuming you are working from home, you can say that, let me quickly spend 1 hour going through my mails, okay, 1 hour of my 8 hours going through my mails and responding to them, okay, before it is even the 8 o'clock. So by 8 o'clock, you have done 1 hour of work, then you have 7 hours more to cover. So that's what that's an advantage that working from home brings. You can choose to say that I wake up at dawn, respond to my clients before the working hour starts. Then when working hour starts, I continue with the rest of my work, so that you can serve your Indian clients and those other clients in Asia. So basically, Ghana, we need to work towards that, and probably this is a wake-up call for us that we need to consider that. It is not all the time that we have to come to the office. There are some of the times that we can stay at home and then do what we are doing better.
Now, I'm sure we said we should work from home, but can it start now? I mean, this has come as unexpected do you think that we have enough, we've prepared enough to be able to work from home? Of course, you said some companies are already doing that, but others who perhaps want to take a cue from that, what would you say they should do immediately?
Well, it's not every company that's prepared. Most are prepared, most are not prepared. And assuming we get to the place where you want to move the whole organization to work remotely, it's going to be a challenge for a lot of companies, in the system. But, I mean, it must be done. And therefore, the business continuity procedures need to be quickly activated in various organizations so that they can pick up from remote work. If it needs acquisition of some softwares, they must start looking out for softwares. I see a lot of people advertising. And earlier you mentioned the churches, and some of them are sourcing for platforms to collect tithes and offerings. You know, we have those platforms, but people don't come for them. But now that they are working remotely, they need to come for them. People are, I mean, if you are an organization and you don't work with emails, this is the time to start taking your emails seriously. If you don't use any collaborative tool, this is the time to do collaborative tools. If you don't have data plans for your staff, I mean, normally as an organization that want to encourage remote work, you want to have data plans, as in data bundles for the staff allocated so that when they are home, they can quickly work. And so these are the times that people have to go and look for data service providers so that they can get some data plans, MiFis for their staff to work from home. So though we are not ready, we are in the situation. So we need to work fast and contact the experts to be able to advise and move on with some of these things.
You talked about the churches, apart from the taking of the tithe and all that. What other platforms are there for the churches as well?
For the churches, they are really using Facebook Live. So Facebook Live, you know, the advantage of the Facebook Live is that once you are done transmitting, okay, the video is available. So there are churches who are already doing it. So when this thing came, it wasn't a new change for them. It's only the smaller churches who are not doing it who find it difficult migrating. But in fact, Facebook Live is free. And the same feed that goes to Facebook Live goes to YouTube, okay, and goes to Periscope. So for the churches, they are more sorted out because, I mean, the primary aim is to preach the gospel. And I always say that if you put your content online, very soon you accumulate so much content and you wouldn't know who is watching. Okay, you wouldn't know who is watching. Sometimes a small church or a smaller church in terms of congregation size is doing a live stream and you see people connecting from Europe, from Asia, and you see people who are just browsing the Facebook or browsing on Twitter and they see that feed and then they just go and watch. So your audience is expanded just by going online. You have the whole world to yourself. Now you have to find a way of making your content available so that people will get to see it and watch. So in terms of getting the preaching, the word out there, those tools are there that they can use. And podcasts as well. So podcasts are there. You can create podcasts of your sermons and people can, there are some churches who are very much known for podcasts. The podcasts are available. Every Sunday after preaching, the podcast is there. You can go and listen to it. The only downside to it is that people don't want to watch because of their data bundles. Maybe this is about time that maybe on some of these social media platforms, the telcos can create packages, okay, so that I know that some of the telcos have packages whereby you can do WhatsApp and Facebook while you don't have internet.
No, but those ones, I think you are unable to do
video. That's what I'm saying,
video,
that they have to be more innovative, okay, to introduce packages whereby you can do video and then you can do audio streaming. And if they do some of these things, they would, I mean, the one who will do it first, I mean, will hit so much because people want to watch the content, but they are discouraged by the data costs.
Wow. Wow, this is Live Chat with Paul, and today we are exploring how to work from home and its benefit. And I think that you've heard a lot. And if you have any question, you can just call in and then also send your messages on Facebook as well. As we're also doing, we're also on Facebook Live. So you can just go to facebook.com/e.TVGh. If you're on Facebook, just look for us on e.TVGh and you can watch us there. And as he said, the most important thing, you can also leave comments and all that. But I don't know whether for the churches, leaving your comment mean maybe your tithe or your collection, or how do they do that, the collections and all that?
Okay, so for the I can talk for what I know or for what I do. So we have a platform which is for raising funds primarily. So if you are on a...
You mean you as
NALO,
NALO
yes,
Solutions?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. We provide what we call mobile money aggregation services as well. So we have a platform for people to raise funds. So in fact, we did this thing for, it's what we call generally as crowdfunding. That is the concept of allowing a lot of people to contribute towards a cause. So for instance, if you are an advocate for a certain cause, okay, what you want to do is that you can create the system with us, you can come and register with us, and then we'll give you a code that when you dial, okay, you can contribute via mobile money. So there are churches who are out there who have created codes with us. So if you dial star 920 star, let's say 1994 hash, or 1995 hash, or 5051 hash, star 920 star 5051 hash, you can just follow the prompt, and then you see that it will ask you how much you want to contribute. Once you state the amount, it will ask you that you are contributing to ABC Church. Do you want to continue? Say yes. Once you say yes, it will give you the prompt to enter your mobile money PIN, and the money goes. Now, when the money goes, the churches have a platform where they can go and view all the transactions that are incoming. So before the money drops into their bank account, they know how much they have collected, okay? And the money is transferred straight to their bank account. There's no fiscal, so if you don't have trustworthy persons there, we transfer the money directly to your bank account. We don't come and give you cash. So it is something that the churches like, organizations like, we have people who are using for cancer projects. They are raising funds for cancer projects. A lot of NGOs have embraced it. So now that this has come, the churches too are coming for it, for their tithes, for their pledges, and so on. Yeah. So as they are using their resources to do the Facebook Live and so on, if you want to give your offering or your tithes, you can also do that as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. This is live chat. We are on Facebook. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll come and wrap up. Stay with us. Live chat with Paul, and you are live on e.TVGhana, your world of quality entertainment, and we're also live on facebook.com/e.TVGh, and today we are talking about how to work from home effectively and the tools available for you. Just in case you've missed a lot of them, we are live on Facebook, and so you can just go and watch and get all the information that our man here has provided. And this show will also be repeated on Sunday at 12:30 p.m. So, Joy, Larnyoh, our time is almost up, but quickly, tell us a bit about NALO Solutions, what you do.
Okay, NALO Solutions is an IT firm. We specialize in software development, mobile apps, and then web apps, okay? And then we do SMS services as well. For SMS service, we do SMS blast. So in these times, you see a lot of churches and organizations sending messages about the kind of steps they are taking in this coronavirus pandemic. They can use our services. If you go to sms.nalosolutions.com, you can just go and sign up quickly and then start using our services. You pay online. You don't need to interact with us to do any of these things. You can on your own, just create your own account and then pay and then start using our services. For the insurance and banking services, they use our services to send out alerts. We have a lot of banks on our platform, a lot of insurance companies who use our services to send out the transactional alerts to their clients. We also provide what are called mobile money aggregation services. You want to integrate mobile money services into what you are doing. For instance, you are an online shop. You want to integrate mobile money into the whole online shop, and you want to integrate Visa and other card payments. We provide those kind of services as well. And lastly, we provide USSD and SMS services. So that's the kind of environment we play in.
Great. So today you've talked about working from home and all that. So what will be your final words to people, companies, employers, employees out there?
Okay, I'll say that working from home it's not a bad thing. It's the latest paradigm in working. And it's coming, once we are part of a global village, we have to adapt to that, okay? So companies must start taking steps. I mean, you don't have to close down the entire firm and say that we are working from home, but there are some roles that can work from home. I mean, it will come with cost savings. If you need to rent 2 floors to accommodate your staff and you are down doing only 1 floor, it's to your benefit. There are a lot of companies out there who only have 1 small meeting room, and that's their office. If there needs to be physical meeting and people need to come to your premises, they'll come to that small office room for the meeting that is booked. But the rest of the operations are off. Of course, there are issues with data privacy. Once you are working from home, maybe you are working and there are, your people in the house will come and see what you are doing, which is not good for data privacy. But once we have tools that can be used to check some of these things, I think that organizations must start looking at that. It has a lot of benefits for them and then the staff as well.
Thank you so much. That's George Larnyoh, and he is the Chief Technical Officer for NALO Solutions. Thank you so much for the education.
Welcome,
Paul. We are so grateful, and I believe that people have been educated, and we'll see how it goes. Quickly, my time is up though, but quickly on the coronavirus, what will be your message out there to people also watching on the coronavirus?
Yeah, my message out there is that we shouldn't panic. First of all, we shouldn't panic, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't be careful. It is real. Sometimes we take things for granted because the people probably who are affected are not near us. First, we're hearing it that it's in China, it's in US, it's in Europe. Now it's home, and you don't know who is having it until they are tested. So we should be careful, practice as much social distance as you can, and take the precautionary steps. Wash your hand and don't put your hand on your face, and get a sanitizer and you'll be fine. Yeah.
I hope you don't put your hand on your face yourself.
Yeah. We are trying as much as possible not to do. You know, once you remember that, then your face starts itching.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll take our financial tip now. So much for being part of the show. I believe you've been inspired, you've been motivated, you've been educated, and you've been empowered now to work from home or get the tools you need to be able to work from home. And as we discuss, it helps both the employer and the employee. So let's all work hard to ensure that despite this difficulty that we have, we don't lose the things that we have to do. My outfit was provided by Osasio Fashion. Osasio Fashion is on Facebook, and you can also locate them on Instagram as well. You can look for them on Instagram. And she has a lot of designs. So you want to look at some of the things that they have, and you can order your clothes now. Always remember that God is with you. Take that giant step, and He will see you through. My name is Paul Anomah-Kordieh, and say thanks for watching.